Well, good morning, everyone. I'm just driving through town, ready to man the Mayor's office for the last time this term. It's Saturday morning and it's around about 8 o'clock. So I'll just get a few things over the line before I start this important conversation. First of all, the media have tried to make me look bad once again by saying that I'm driving and filming. Well, this is all hands-free and it's totally legal. So, you know, what they've put up here is just a bit of a joke. It actually says we don't advise what Murray's doing and all this sort of thing. So, once again, it's another dig and it's what the media does. And the other thing is, you might have actually seen that I'm not in the ute. I'm in a slightly smaller car, so I bought a little Jimny. Way easier to park in town. It's about 2.8 metres shorter than my truck. So I'll be doing a bit of filming in this, and I'll tell you what, these little Jimnys are fun to drive. So here's a picture of it, and I think it's a fun little vehicle. Everyone should drive one. They handle like a piece of crap, but that's not what you buy them for. They're great for four-wheel drives, and they're actually fun to drive once you get used to them. But we're not here for that. I just thought, just in case you guys wanted to know what I was driving and something different. But what I really want to talk about is the pitiful state of how many people have voted. We're actually quite surprised, because we thought there'd be a lot more people voting with the Maori ward vote and the change that is needed, but we're below average from other years. So we need to look at this. Now, what happened yesterday is the very reason why you'll need to get out and vote. We all heard that we were going to have a closed meeting, and it was a meeting one day before the election. Gordon and I tried to move a motion that it lay on the table. It got lost, and then we said, well, it needs. We also moved a motion that it shouldn't be going to public, and that got lost. We walked out of the meeting, and then we got told, look, don't walk out yet. Come back for 2 minutes because Neil had something to say. So even though this meeting was about choosing the board for the water entity, and that's the CCO water entity, and once again I voted against the CCO. I don't believe we should have CCOs. They're just another lever of bureaucracy that you, the ratepayer, pay for, but we, the council, have no control of. So yeah, it's something we don't need, and we should have less of them, not more of them. So I voted against the CCO right from the start. Anyway, the Mayor pushed it, saying it was a good thing, and I've always said, well, what are you pushing it for? I mean, Max has a better option, which is a Taranaki Trust. That means we still have control and we still have ownership, and it still you know, meets the rules of local government. So we need to look at that. However, we were there to choose the board members, and then the board members were there to choose the CEO. We got told that we had to do it quickly, otherwise we might not get a good CEO or certain staff and all this sort of thing. So we thought, well, that's what convinced a lot of the councillors to have it, you know, early. But I still don't think we could have had an emergency meeting with the new council and had it early anyway. Anyway, before we got to even vote on the board members that once again are supposed to vote for a new CEO, the Mayor said, oh, by the way, I've taken up the position of CEO for the next year, interim CEO. I think that's how he gets around it. Interim CEO for the next year for the water. So the new board didn't even choose it. So we didn't have to have this meeting to choose a CEO, because the CEO had already been chosen. The people on the board as well, there were 2 chosen councillors, and the Mayor chooses these councillors. And like I say, they chose all the board members. The other councillors had no idea. And those 2 chosen were Neil's picks of David Bublitz and Manton Clinton Goad. So they were all in the loop of this as well. They would have known this story, and they would have had to have, if they were on that board, the committee to choose the board, surely they would have known Neil took on the position. And it just just doesn't feel right. It's not right. It's in the wrong order. They go on about doing due process. This isn't due process, people. Yeah, it's just not right. So I've been on the phone with Max several times. He's in Australia at the moment. He's he's boiling over this. He doesn't agree and all this sort of thing. So hopefully, and he's taking legal actions, as well as the Ratepayers Alliance are taking legal actions to see if this is right. So what you can do, and this is the most important thing, people, what you can do is if you are the sort of 60% that haven't actually voted yet, that's 60 out of every 100 people eligible to vote. If you haven't voted yet, I suggest you actually come and vote and make this change. This is the change that we need. We don't need this sort of underhanded tactics and getting positions and all this sort of thing. You can't do that in business, and that's why myself and Max, we've been in business for 71 years. Our closest competition, it would be David and Amanda. They've been in business for 0 years. You can't get away with this in business, because if you did, no one would use you. That's the difference of making sure you vote for people that have been in business, because they know the value of the dollar, and they know if you do anything that just doesn't feel right, it comes back because people don't use you. So what I'm doing now, like I say, I'm just heading to the office. I've just done a bit of a loop around town, and if you don't know how to vote for, that's fine. Just vote for Max and myself. But we've had hundreds of calls saying, look, I want to vote Max and myself, but the thing is, we can't do it together. We need a team of like-minded people around the table. And a lot of people go, well, I'm not going to vote because I don't know who the like-minded people are. That's the problem. So I can't tell you how to vote, but I can tell you and give you a list of who I think thinks like us. That's very important. So that's not telling you how to vote, that's just me with an observation. And then you actually look at it. If you don't know them, don't vote for them. If you do know them, put them in order of how you want them to be. That's really important. So I'm in the office till probably about 11:30 today, or you could just text me and I can send you the list. That's not a problem. A lot of people have done that, and I think it's really important to get out and vote. We need this change. This is the last straw, people. Yesterday, and if you haven't heard about it, just Google it in the paper. Yeah, it's something that I've never heard of, how we've gone about the wrong way, and yeah, it's not on. So that's the reason why we walked out of the meeting. I mean, it may be legal to do this, but it wasn't moral, and I don't want to have a bar of that. So that's the reason why Gordon and I walked out of the meeting, and if Max was here, he would have walked out of the meeting too. So yeah, have a think about that, people, and honestly, don't just think, oh, you know, the voting's there, someone else will do it, because it affects everyone. When we have the water entity and the price you'll pay. Now, just to let you know, CCOs, all it is another level of bureaucrats. We've had to find, yesterday it was 5 committee members, that's 4 members and 1 president, or chairman I should say. The 4 members, they are required to work, and it's suggested they work 11 hours a month, not a week, a month, 11 hours a month, and their salary is $50,000. That's right, 11 hours a month, and their salary is $50,000. The chairman is $92,000. He may work a little bit longer. So if someone's earning $50,000 for 11 hours a month, how much is a CEO going to earn? You know, so I think Neil's on a little pretty ticket here for a year, and like I say, we had no control over this. It was all made and decided before the meeting even started. That's not on, people. We need to be open, we need to be transparent, and the only way you can get that and support that is come out and vote for us. It's really important. Don't vote for the norm, you're just going to get the same issues. Okay, people, have a great day. I'm stopped at the lights here looking at all the advertising, but have a great day, people, and like I say, I'm pleading, go out and vote to make the change, because the change is needed. One more thing. and the penny dropped for me a couple of weeks ago that I've been your councillor for 12 years or 4 terms. I've never experienced a council with a mayor and a good majority of councillors that have thought my way. I've had some good ideas, but I haven't been able to get them across the line. I won't know myself this year. If all goes well, I won't know myself, because we will have a team that thinks more common sense than others. So they'll think about the people rather than the council. That's really important. If I won't know myself, can you imagine what the community's going to feel when the decisions are going the way they want them and they're being heard? That's the power of getting the change that's needed, and it's the right change. There are other candidates pushing for change, but it's not the change you need. So yeah, I feel I won't know myself in this new council, because it's going to go my way a lot of the time, and I'll get support around the table. So that's going to be really good for the community. So you'll notice the change too. So that's why it's important to get out and vote. Make the change, vote for common sense, and councillors that actually want to listen to the people. Thanks guys. Okay, have a great day.